Hey everybody, we made a video earlier discussing the relative rotation graph and looking at large caps down to small caps, weighted and non-weighted. Looking at small cap weighted, figured we'd drill down a little further. So right now we've got it compared to the SPX benchmark, and you can see where small caps are outperforming. That's obvious with the IWM breakout on the price chart. Thought we'd take it down a little further here. We can drill down, and what we'll do is we'll put the small cap as the benchmark. Small cap is the benchmark, and then we'll take it back down to the daily, and we have it on 3 days. And now you can see which in the small caps, which sectors are outperforming each other. And what we have here is PSCU is actually performing itself pretty well, holding up compared to utilities in the larger caps. We look at PSCI, pretty nice 3-day run right here. I mean, looking like it's wanting to lead, probably the healthiest looking of all the sectors when you compare themselves in the small cap. PSCD, as you can see here, it's chopping around a little bit on the relative rotation graph, but an easy thing to do when it does that, there's two things you can do. One, you extend the tail. Remember, we're on the daily, and you can see where it came from and the run that it had. And it's really come a long way through this lagging quadrant, taking it a long time. It's popped into the improvement, and you see where it struggled to get in there, which is not uncommon. But then once it made it, it increased in velocity. And then now it's bouncing around a little bit, which set up some potential dip buys. And if we take it back down, all the way down to the 1 day, that's an easy way to really, and then you zoom in to really track it. When you see it skipping around those nodes, you just break it down to the 1 day, zoom in, and then we're just going to back it up day by day so you can see the direction. So this is Friday. You can see it was obviously going in a downward movement. That's Thursday and then Wednesday. So the day after the election, PSCD, the small cap discretionary, actually showed some negative movement on the relative rotation graph, although it is in the improvement. This is Tuesday and then Monday. And again, you can see when it crossed over from the lagging quadrant on the daily and then made its move. And then now we're chopping around a little bit. That's back to Friday. So we'll go back to 3 days. Healthcare, let's bring it back and fit it in here. Healthcare, small cap sector, kind of moving sideways, a little drop in price. PSCM materials looking good as well. So PSCM materials, discretionary, and industrials are looking about the healthiest, although the Utes also are technically outperforming everybody on the relative rotation graph. PSCF, we may be seeing a slight upturn here. It hasn't quite made the hook turn yet, but it does look like after 3 days of pretty strong movement away from the money angle, what we call the money angle, anything heading from this 0 degree heading to 90 degrees like on a compass, anything headed towards that leading corner is called the money angle. And it does look like PSCF is attempting, if we take it down to the 1 day, it definitely slowed in its velocity, is attempting to turn up after coming from the leading quadrant, I believe. Yeah, coming from the leading quadrant back down into the weakening. So we'll take it back down to 3 days, and then we'll finish up with these guys. Roof is certainly increasing velocity, heading away from the money angle, looks terrible. And then energy, small caps with a pretty strong turn back, failed to hold the improving quadrant. PSCC, staples joining the large caps, heading away. And then technology struggling down in small caps. Just like, well, I would say XLK is lagging, communications and discretionary. But here we're struggling pretty mightily in the lagging quadrant with the tech plays, in tech related anyway, in the small caps. So I would drill down even a little further. We can go ahead and take it down. We'll look at these top sections.